Good evening, and today I'm going to present about the HR decision making process and the factor affect that process. Firstly, according to the negatives from the Chavez Vinh University of Brussels, there are three main steps in the HR decision making process: are the identification, decision component building, and the implementation. Okay, in general, we can look after this decision-making process mapping here. In the first step, the problem is through only the analyst and the manager collect data from the various resources, and they apply the mathematical and statistic method to the gather that data and use this result to maintain the decision making. While presenting the alternative in a second place, the manager evaluates all the possible combination, constant, and limitation as a result of the every possible decision until they are taken into the account. And then the statistical and the mathematical equation are plotted. The result is to be a list of decision options to which success profitability are associated. We can show that the people and data are two main internal factors that directly affect the decision-making process. The most important factor influencing the decision-making process is personality of the manager. In an year, when the machine has been taken over, much of the work people used to do new shiny emergencies is a manifesto for human value in the world dominated by automatic and artificial intelligence. People are often ones who make decisions based on their get the feeling machine, and on the other hand can only use the scenarios and data to make decisions. This means that the data may not lead to the better decision as the people factor in all sorts of the potential scenarios that the machine cannot take into the consideration. And there is more evidence the decision component building sector, the human are completely make decisions that make friends and take a risk and not necessarily looking at the statistical number. And if it's the same audience that can do the wonder for the decision making process. For example, with football fans, everyone has heard about this man named the Sir Alex Ferguson, and where the great things he made done with the Manchester United. However, today I will present about the signing his Ronaldo to show the manager influence the HR decision making. The first step he receives the analysis and evaluation information from the recruitment department from the club and the potential candidates. Then he went to place to see Ronaldo play, and he recognized the huge potential of Ronaldo. So he decided to right time to make decision. This is the key help MU overcome the opponent who were said to have more advantage in his race to the as Alex and Arsenal on Real Madrid. Ronaldo finally went down to the club history with the more than 100 goals and so many trophies. It can be said to one of the factors that have great technology, especially AI, is increasingly the developed thing in it has HR a lot. Both is influence the HR decision making process is a technology. This is considered an external influence because when the new technology introduction, HR department can start looking at the how downside and look for the way to save money. A job that used to take 2 or 4 people can be cut down by single person. Tomoko Siguhara, recommend director at the SoftBank Group, says using AI in the screening 10,000 job applications helps us to cut out our total labor time by 75%. From the last May, we also started implementing AI evaluating the video submitted by candidates, and the time saved by AI allows the recruiter to spend more time on the potential candidate as well as assess the skill level of the candidate for each position. In order to be better understand about the analysis, the strength and weakness in the HR decision-making process of the Katvan Group, I went to interview Mr. Deputy, now is the Deputy General Director. We will talk about the impact of technology on the company first. And Mr. Dick shared the Katvan Group has applied a very advanced software to assess the work performance of workers. From there, the factory manager can manage the culture and the choosing of each individual productivity. From there, there will be the appropriate the business to encourage the worker morals and increasing productivity. The strength of the company does have a senior manager have a lot of professional experience, and the arising problem in the factory every day shows the quickly and minimum impact of production. However, the company still keeps an organization structure, so this can be the weakness of my company. Mr. also said that the university students must pay the special attention, give the appropriate priority to professional knowledge and teamwork skill as well as the soft skills, and finally it continuously. After the learn about the market research related to your